In 2022, the FIFA World Cup generated an estimated 5 billion engagements worldwide, with 1.5 billion people tuning in to watch the final match alone. This animated diagram reveals the true scale of the tournament. The month-long television event we see is actually the final exit point of a massive 4-year-long funnel. The real competition begins almost 3 years earlier. Up at the very top, widest part of the funnel, over 200 nations enter the fray. These countries are divided into continental zones. Over a period of years, they play a series of matches against their regional neighbors to claim one of the few available slots to move forward. By the time the opening ceremony happens, a planet-wide process of attrition has already eliminated the vast majority of the globe. Every team that survives that grueling qualification process must then pack their bags and travel to a single shared destination, the host nation. Choosing that host takes years. FIFA votes on the locations 6 to 7 years in advance, giving the winning country enough time to construct the massive stadiums and transit networks required for an influx of global tourists. Countries are willing to spend billions for the right to host, motivated by the sudden boost in tourism, job creation, and the global prestige of holding the world's attention. But there is a massive competitive incentive hidden in that bid. This data visualization highlights the 8 nations that have won a World Cup and reveals something fascinating. 6 of those 8 historic champions won a title while playing on their own home soil. Familiarity with the climate, passionate local crowds, and zero travel fatigue provide a measurable edge. Long before a single qualification match is played, successfully securing the host bid is the first major competitive victory of the tournament. Now we reach the neck of the funnel, where those final qualifying teams finally touch down in the host country for the main event. This animated diagram shows the tournament's traditional 32-team field. Starting with the 2026 World Cup, it expands to 48. You can see where those extra positions are going. New slots for Africa and Asia bring wider global representation to the biggest stage. Once all the teams have arrived, they hit the first internal filter of the tournament, known as the group stage. Teams are sorted into small pods of 4. In a round-robin format, each country plays exactly 1 match against the other 3 teams in their pod. The scoring is strictly mathematical: 3 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 for a loss. Only the top 2 point earners in each pod advance. In a matter of 2 weeks, this strict mathematical filter eliminates half of the arriving teams from the tournament. But with only 3 matches played per team, countries often finish the group stage tied with the exact same number of points. How do you decide who stays and who goes? First, officials look at goal difference, the number of goals a team scored minus the goals they allowed. If they are still tied, the next step is to simply count which team scored the most total goals. If the numbers are still identical, the focus shifts to the specific match those 2 tied teams played against each other. Whoever won that head-to-head matchup moves on. If they drew that match, the officials look at player behavior. Teams are penalized points based on the number of yellow and red cards they received from referees during the group stage. And if, after all of that, the teams are completely, perfectly level, a FIFA official literally draws lots, pulling a name blindly from a bowl. A country can spend 3 years battling across their continent, only to be sent packing by a single yellow card, or the brutal, random luck of a draw. Those that survive the tiebreakers enter the very bottom spout of the funnel. This is the knockout stage, a rapidly collapsing bracket where a single loss immediately sends a team home. Waiting at the very end of that bracket is the ultimate prize. Made of 18-karat gold, this trophy depicts 2 athletes stretching their arms upward to hold the earth. It replaced the tournament's original prize, the Jules Rimet Trophy, which was stolen in 1983 and has never been recovered. Because of that history, modern security rules are incredibly strict. The winning team isn't actually allowed to keep the solid gold original. After the celebration on the field, they are given a gold-plated replica to take back to their home country. But in those fleeting moments after the final whistle, hoisting that prize into the air represents the culmination of a grueling, multi-year survival test. Out of 200 nations starting at the wide brim, only 1 makes it out the bottom. It is a process of total elimination that leaves half of the human population focused on a single match, to see whose name is finally added to the list.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you next time.